Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is story time. So I had a request about telling my Reno life story, what happened in Reno, why I went to Reno, what I did out in Reno, and so that's gonna be today's story. So when I was 18 years old, I was dating this guy. I'm not gonna mention names, but I was dating a guy, and I thought he was the love of my life. But I was just young and stupid. He was living in Reno, and I followed him out there. Lived with him for 3 years in Reno. Had fun. I loved the people I met out there. To this day, I still talk to my friends that I met out there. They're considered family. I went out to Reno when I was 18. Didn't really know what it was like living on my own, let alone without family. I left everybody in California, my mom, dad, little brother, siblings, best friends that I had forever in Reno. Laughing because my best friend is here right here.
Don't show me I look ugly.
She's been my best friend since we were 2 years old. We've been through a lot with each other. So, Reno was new to me. The lifestyle was new to me. It didn't have rules, didn't have regulations, didn't have nobody I had to report to, which was cool at sometimes. It was hard finding a job, but I was at Wally Land for a year and a couple months. While I was at Wally World, Land, whatever, people really irritated me there. The one I worked at was one where there was different kinds of people. Crack addicts, drunks, just people that nobody wants to really be around, that are difficult to be around. But I pushed through and I worked there. At first I was a cashier, then I moved to other departments. Wally World had me working manager stuff without being a manager though. Reno was a small city. You can get from one side of town to the other side in 30 minutes. There was really no traffic until a factory moved in. And the factory was building stuff, just making it difficult because more people were moving into the town. It became a mini Vegas for you that don't know about Reno. Out there I had some of my good friends that I made with that I probably wouldn't have lasted that long in Reno if I didn't have them. I was going through a lot of stuff in Reno, dealing with my ex and the relationship we had. There was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of hurt, a lot of betrayal from both sides that nobody really knows, that I only tell certain people. The family that I had out there were all friends that me and my ex made. There were parties that we would go to, like their kids would have birthday parties and we would go visit them and celebrate their kid's birthday. They were pretty much my family away from my family. The ones I actually miss was one friend of mine named Chris. She met me. We met at a soccer game for our exes, because our exes played together. And we became best friends. We clicked right then and there. Little did I know that she was going to be such an impact in my life, and she was going to help me go through a lot of life challenging moments. There was a family that I was constantly over at their house. The wife would do my hair. The husband would always crack jokes with me. Their 2 kids, they had a teenager daughter and a little boy. Their teenager daughter, she was like a niece to me. Like, she needed advice or I needed someone to talk to, because we were closer than the parents were. All my friends out there were way older than I was, because sadly I was dating an older guy who was 6 years older than me. But you think that they're older, that they're more mature, but that's a lie. They're not that mature at all. Um, so I would work on my days off. I cleaned. I was a housewife. Like everything that a guy wants, I was. Didn't really go out that much until I turned 21. When I turned 21, I went out, but it was like every once in a while. It wasn't every night or every weekend, because I had to work the weekends, you know? I had to make her money. But I just loved having my friends. There was two girls that I always would hang out with. They're friends that I could call for anything. We would always get ready together. We would always go out together because we were all the same age. They were like the only two friends I had that were the same age as me. We would always just have a blast. My little brother would fly down to Reno to visit me every summer, which was fun. We would take him to go do different stuff. There was a water park out there. There was a swimming pool. We just always had something to do. The challenging part, I think, was being with someone that you love and them putting you through stuff that you shouldn't let yourself go through. And you're young and stupid and you think, oh, he's fine. He just really loves me. He's being protective, or he wants to make sure my life is going to be good. He wants to make sure, like, no. Like, stop yourself right there. He's trying to control you. He's trying to manipulate you. Some of the things that he tells you, you start to believe. Sometimes you start to believe that you're not good enough for nobody, for nothing, that your life will never be where it's going to be. Living in Reno for 3 years that I lived out there, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I can take care of myself, that I don't need nobody to take care of. But I also learned how to live on my own without my family, without my parents. Yeah, I would call them on the phone, but it's different from them being there face to face with you. I learned that it's the person that you should depend on. I learned not to depend on them at all times, because they might flip it around on you and say that you're depending too much on them when you're barely depending on them. But as of June of last year, me and my ex broke up because he wanted to do things that no guy should ever do to a girl. And he broke up with me. We started fighting. He said that he was over. He was done. The next day, I literally had all my stuff packed up and I was out of Nevada. I left Nevada within 24 hours, basically. 24 to 48 hours. I was out of Nevada, back in California. Spent some time with my grandparents for 2 weeks. Then came back home to my mom and dad. Been living at my mom and dad's since then. I learned a lot about self-love when I moved back home to California and I was by myself for a while. Living the single life, working, taking care of my family, taking care of my little brother, making sure my little brother has all the things that he needs, all the things he wants, helping my dad around the house, helping my mom. Just made me become a better person than who I was becoming. And I appreciate that so much to everybody who has been patient with me, who's been working with me, who supported me, living my life, being happy, just having blessings. Since last year was a hard year for me. Last year was one of the toughest years ever. 2018 was that year, that taught me a lot. That everybody's like, oh yeah, you always have one year that teaches you a lot. 2018 was my year. 2019 was going to be the year that shows nothing but success, nothing but blessing, nothing but positive vibes are happening in 2019. This year is going to be one of my favorite years. Hopefully, I go back to Reno. We're planning to go later on this year to Reno so I can meet up with my friends and my friends, fun with them, and I get to see them again, which I miss them all a lot. And just have fun, hang out, enjoy life, because you're only young and you only get older. Just gotta have fun. Don't be afraid. Just worry about what you want to do, what makes you happy. Don't base your judgment on happiness because of other people, trying to make other people happy, because the reason for happiness, I learned my happiness is what's important to not other people's happiness. So that's it for this video. Just story time, telling my story about Reno and what's going to be happening for 2019. More videos. Oh, message me, add me on my Snapchat, my Twitter, Instagram. All right, love you guys. Editing this video sucked. It made me get into my feelings and it made me cry, but I